Good morning, 7th grade. Today what we're going to do is we're going to go on to another graph, which is another representation of data called the box and whiskers. You have a pink sheet that's going to be a foldable that we're going to put into our journals. Okay, so go ahead, and what I want you to do is go ahead and fold it over just like this. And you are going to go ahead and cut on the dotted lines. You can do that later. You can pause the video, but I'm going to go ahead and move on, and I'm going to cut mine a little bit later, okay? So when we were doing box plots, and you did this in 6th grade, so this should just be a review, you have the lowest value and the greatest value. And we know when we have a set of data, the difference between the lowest and the greatest is going to be our, it starts with an R, 5 letters, the range. Good. Jason, I knew that you said it. All right, so what we have on the inside, and I want you to go ahead, we're going to write the words box. Okay? And the reason is because the box of a box and whiskers does not take up the entire graph. Okay? So first what we need to do is we need to look for the smallest number. And we also need to look for the largest number. So what that means is that this is I need to do what? I need to order numbers from least to greatest. Okay, so what I need to do is take this set of data, and one of the easiest way to do that is start with your smallest. I'm going to reorder them. Cross it off when you use it. So my next one is a 2. Any more 2s? Then I have a 3, and I'm going to go ahead and get quicker. Your number should look like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Obviously, I have my smallest and I have my greatest, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to number our number line. And I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. And I know that I'm not going to get up here, so I'm not going to continue on my number line. So my greatest is a 10. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, and I'm going to put a dot here. And my lowest number is a 1. And I'm going to put a dot here. Okay? And what we have are the two extremes, my high and my low. Now what I need to do is find the middle number. And we know that the middle is also called a big fancy word for, that's right, the median. Okay, so we need to find the median of my data. So 1, 2, 3, 5 is the median. Okay, and what that means, so my 5 is my median. This was my lowest value. Am I on the, sorry. I'm writing little. Sorry, I hate to keep on enlarging it and making it bigger. And this is my greatest value. Okay? All right. So now what I need to do is find the median. And remember that I know I keep on jumping back and forth between these boxes, and this is set up to show you how your box plot would look. The actual box refers to these steps, okay? So we're going to find the median of the numbers before the median. We're going to find the median of the other set, okay? So now what I've done, so I have this set of data right now, right? Okay. I found my median. Now I need to find the median again, which is the 3. So what this is now called, it's called the lower quartile. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to find the median. Okay? You're going to find the median of numbers after the median. Okay? And here's my middle number right here. And this is called the upper quartile. This should all start to come back for you. We sometimes use abbreviations. This would be my lower quartile. Okay, so what does that mean on a graph? I'm going to take my median, which is a 5, and I'm going to place a line. I'm going to take my lower quartile and place another line. Upper quartile and place another line. And you can already see my box starting to appear. Okay? I might have to... So my box, and now I have my whiskers. Okay? So what does this mean? This means that 25% of my data, the number of data, okay, is carried out with the whisker. Another 25% is the other whisker. Means a fourth, right? And so what this means is that 25% is the lower quartile. Oops, sorry. And another 25% is the upper quartile. Now, if you notice that the majority of the data is between 3 and, well, 25% of the data, but it's more condensed, it's more focused. Here it's a little bit more spread out, isn't it? But we can also say if this is 25 and this is 25, what is this? It's 50% of my data is always going to be in your box. 50% of your data is always in your whiskers, okay? All right. And we also call these outliers. Now our outliers can be a huge, when the outlier, let's pretend that this number was all the way out here. That would be a drastic outlier, and it's going to affect my box and whisker, okay? All right, so let's do the next one. I want you to kind of be thinking about, I'm trying to look at the time, sorry. And we're sitting at 8 minutes. We got plenty of time. Okay, so remember that the first step is always to order, there we go, order the numbers from least to greatest. So I need to, I'm going to choose my 1, and I have a 2, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit, and my numbers should look, looks like they changed it. Okay, so you have another 2, you have a 3, you have a 4, a 5, and a 5, a 6, and a 10. Okay, so which one's my middle number? So when we have two numbers in the middle, we need to take the average. So the median is 3 plus 4. Sorry, I'm pausing because I'm kind of wanting to change this, and the reason is I'm going off of a different foldable. Okay, so 3 plus 4, and then divided by 2. Okay, and that's going to give me 4.5 because I didn't want to work with a decimal. All right, So let's go ahead and number our number line, but we are going to be just fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you know I can stop right now, right? Because I know that my highest value, okay, or my greatest value. And this is my lowest value. Okay, I'll enlarge that a little bit, sorry. Okay, so my lowest value is a 1. I'm going to go ahead and put my dot there. And my highest value was a 10. Okay, my median was 4.5, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw. That's going to be the center of my box. So now I know that these were my 2 medians, okay? And I know that if I half the data, what is my median of my lower here? So I'm going to take, and this would be a 2. This would be my lower quartile. So that means that the number 2, I'm going to draw the other side of my box. Okay, and on this side of I'm going to draw the other half of data. And I have a center, a median, sorry, of 5. Now, you created these in 6th grade, and what we're going to do with this in 7th grade is we're going to analyze them. We're going to compare it, one box plot to the other. And that's what today I just wanted to do as a review to make sure that you understand how to create them and understanding the parts of them. And remember that the entire box is 50% of my data, which means that from here to here is 50% of my numbers, approximately, because I know because you have an odd number there. And then my whiskers right here, this will include 25% of my data. And we notice that this outlier is skewing, okay? It's skewing the data. I like to say it's pulling it, some big old long whisker, okay? This outlier is not really affecting the data as much, okay? So the next few days, what we're going to do is we're going to analyze these and really understand what box plots are trying to tell us. From my data, I can say that this 10 is affecting the average here. It's not really, so it's taking the middle of my data, okay? But this 10 is definitely an outlier that's affecting it, okay? And instead of, I could easily take the mean of this set of data, but this shows me that this outlier, it's not really affecting where am I at the true data like a mean would, okay? And we'll get into that a little bit more over the next few days. You have one sheet. Let me get it for you, sorry. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to create your own box plot, okay? Very, very simple. You need to just simply follow the foldable and put that in your journal, obviously. Make sure that you take this data, put it from least to greatest, and you're going to do the exact same thing that we did in the pink foldable, okay? Be sure, as always come and ask or call me on the phone if you're in the round building. See you tomorrow.